I've heard.
And they released it as if it was an alien, but it was just a fake. It was just a fake operation.
Yeah, I've heard that the guy, when it got revealed that it was fake, he was like, yeah, because the footage of the real one got lost and it wasn't viewable, so we just did a recreation, and that's what we showed everyone. But it really happened. It really did happen, and he was just adamant that it did happen.
I think the film goes in that direction as well.
What is this? But then, Ant and Dec had done this film recently? Or back in their PJ Duncan days?
No, Ant and Dec. They were Ant and Dec. Well, I'd say no more than 10 years ago.
Alright.
Yeah.
Was it like a straight-to-TV film? No. Or was this one in the cinemas?
I think it was.
I've not even known them to be making movies. All I know about them is Biker Grove. And then...
our international viewers or listeners have no idea what
is Biker Grove not international? They don't know about Biker Grove.
Nobody knows about Biker
Guys, go to YouTube and just type in Biker Grove.
No, just type in Biker Grove. You don't have to type it. It's called Alien Autopsy, 2006.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Biker Grove was a sitcom aimed mainly at like school-age children. It was on after school, and it launched the careers of two well-known British TV presenters. But yeah, nice humble beginnings for Ant and Dec.
But that's not the beginning, mate.
That's where they started. Were they in anything before that?
Oh, in Biker Grove. I thought you meant this film.
Okay, yeah.
The synopsis is a humoristic reconstruction of the 1995 scandal. So that's quite...
I think it got revealed in 1995.
Yeah. When two British guys were accused of having faked a documentary from the Roswell incident in 1947.
Oh yeah, well hold on.
So
I don't get the dates. So the incident was 1947, Roswell, yeah?
1995 is when the video was released, and then the incident, 1947. So yeah, so they're trying to say that they found some footage.
All right.
And it was that, but they actually filmed the footage themselves. Right.
So I think the guy's saying he found footage, watched it.
Yeah.
The tape burst into flames, but he wanted the whole world to know that it happened.
So he did. Yeah, I think that's what if I remember, that's what the film was trying to say as well.
Probably along the right lines.
Their account.
Yeah. Mate, don't you remember? See, these ones, I thought they were like recent and you would remember. Do you remember the footage, like a viral video of like an eagle flying and it's picking up a baby and flying off with it?
No.
Mate, have you not seen any of these viral things?
But do you remember I told you before in the previous episode, my mum used to ban me from TV and used to lock up. They used to have a lock for the TV, man.
Alright.
They used to have a lock, and then me and my brother had to learn how to pick locks just to watch the TV, man.
Seriously, okay, your mum was on some missions.
Yeah, that's why I was all about radio.
Yeah, I do remember my mum used to hide the Super Nintendo. And I was like,
you had a Super Nintendo, man.
Okay, sorry. Why did you buy this, but you want to keep it on top of your wardrobe? So I was on a mission every time she left the house. I'll just run to her room, top of the wardrobe,
learn how
plug
to
it
climb.
all in, learn how to climb, and how to time how long it takes mum to get back while you're engrossed.
But when was this eagle thing then?
No, this wasn't even that long ago. This must have been within the last 10 years as well. It's something you would have seen on YouTube.
Right. No, I don't know.
But yeah, it looked really authentic. Eagle flew down, picked up the little baby sitting in the park, and flew off with it. But yeah, after a little while, it got revealed that was just video editing, but it was like slick video editing. So yeah, that was a lie as well.
I bet there's loads of things like that.
But nowadays there must be all the time. Yeah. But we've just got more cynical because I'll get loads of things on WhatsApp and whatever. I'm like, oh, that's fake, and then onto the next one. Oh, that's fake.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, Photoshop and all of these things.
Skeptical about things.
And this is once more. Well, I don't blame people back in the days for falling for these hoaxes. They hadn't like developed that skepticism that we just seem to have oozing nowadays. Do you get me? Another one like that. Apparently, camel spiders. Maybe these are things for people to look up. I'll have to definitely put these in the show notes. Camel spiders. Apparently, off in it was somewhere where the military was fighting a war, and there was sand there. So I don't know, Iraq, Afghanistan, could have been a lot of places. But apparently, they found camel spiders, which were meant to be massive. 3-meter spiders and things like this. Yeah. That could run at 45 miles per hour. And that I missed that, but just in checking out hoaxes, that seemed to come up quite a bit. And they used to take pictures of them, but it was just like false perspective. that made them seem really massive.
Yeah.
Um,
Mate, all of these have flown past me, mate.
yeah. So what ones have you come across?
I just
mate?
don't
Where
get.
they tried
I don't
to...
get done, mate, by these things.
I think
I dismiss them in my
I
brain.
think you might get done and not realise that's why you haven't logged them in your brain as a hoax, mate.
No, I've dismissed them in my brain. I'm like,
Funny guy.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. So a hoax is that you're fooling a lot of people.
I might have to check the actual definition, but yeah, that's how I kind of read into it.
Okay.
All right. Have you heard of the Mechanical Turk?
Tell me.
You must have heard of
Don't
this.
tell me, man. I don't know.
The Mechanical Turk is an automaton, which is basically like a robot, but made in like the 1800s and stuff like this. You know when they'll just, when you got one of them little gypsies in a that one of them fortune telling gypsies that you'll see.
Oh,
in the movies,
yeah.
It's kind of like that,
Yeah.
but from a little bit further back in time.
Yeah.
And the claim would be that this guy had made this Mechanical Turk that could, that was basically alive. Its main thing was that it would play chess against people.
Yeah.
And it was like, how have you made this machine? Just before the age of computers, have you made this machine that can actually know and move and play chess and all these kind of things? Yeah, and that was just one of the wonders of the world for a long time, that people couldn't figure out how it played chess. Some big chess masters would come. Before he started every show, he would, you might as well pull up a picture, mate. He would pull up the bottom of the big cabinet and show all the mechanical Turk.
Yeah.
And show all the mechanisms underneath.
Yeah.
And yeah, people would be, all right, yeah, great, we can see the what you've made. And
right, okay.
they'll go on to play a game of chess against the Mechanical Turk. And no one could figure out how he'd programmed it to respond to moves, to recognise moves and all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It turns out, mate, they just had some skinny little kid that was a chess whiz that would be playing.
So was it
chess.
mostly for chess then? Yeah.
I don't know if it did anything else, but that's a story that I know of it.
Yeah.
Apparently on the inside, there was like lots of magnets and stuff like that. So I think the person inside was kind of looking up at like a representation of the chessboard so they can see where people had moved their pieces.
Yeah.
And then they would make moves as well. But either way, I think it's a little bit difficult to be cramped in a bloody cupboard, be playing chess upside down, and be winning.
Yeah, no, it's pretty talented, isn't it?
Plus, the mechanisms to make the hands of the Turk, to make the hands of the automaton move around, I think are impressive as well. So a lot of hard work has gone into that hoax.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's quite a lot of work. The mechanical side of it is amazing in itself, but then what are you going to use it for? You might as well stick a little skinny kid in there, a little anorexic chimney boy, and yeah, make one of the wonders of the world.
The opinions of Zach are not the opinions of... Put a little skinny boy in there.
All right, you could have put a skinny girl, my man of the world. It could go either way.
What's his name from Oliver Twist? That's you.
What, Fagin?
Yeah, all right, Fagin. All right.
Yeah, there's loads of them, mate. I thought you had a few more. There's obviously the Loch Ness Monster. I didn't really want to talk about that.
Right.
P.T. Barnum's Mermaids.
I've seen that.
You heard of that one? Yeah, that one didn't skip you by.
I've seen him.
You've seen the actual Loch Ness Monster?
I went up there. Saw it.
Oh mate, I thought, was this one of those pub crawls? Yeah, one of those pub crawls.
One of those.
Nessie. All right, yeah. I just need to remember the woman's name. Mary Toft. All right, Mary Toft. That's it. All right, so bringing it back home to Britain. So she was a woman from Surrey in like 17 and some numbers. Yeah. And
go on. I was just thinking while you did all that, you could have found
I know. I would have if I cared.
Right, okay.
It was a lot. It was black and white days, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Back in the black and white days.
Yeah.
And should I tell you the story as they presented it or tell you the truth? Okay. Basically.
No, tell me how they presented it first.
Alright. It was presented that she was giving birth to some really strange, deformed babies. Alright? So this happened a few times. and it would happen regularly, like at weekly intervals.
Right.
So a doctor comes in, and what she gives birth to is like a half-formed creature with 3 limbs, really mucked up face, and all of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think I just have to tell you that initially she miscarried, and I think after she saw, whatever came out when she miscarried, she started to do this thing where she seemed to be giving birth to rabbits. So the creature that the doctor had seen was like partly formed rabbits. And like every couple of weeks this would happen. Yeah. And it was like a medical amazement, and they were trying to figure out how it was happening or why it was happening. And it would happen so regularly that she was brought up to London for some more medical scrutiny. I think that even the king was involved in wanting to know what was happening.
Yeah.
And was so fascinated at this. But she kept on giving birth to rabbit parts, like rabbit legs, rabbit carcass.
Oh my God.
Mate, tell me about it.
Yeah.
So one of the top physicians, he was leading the investigation, and he, as a medical professional, stated or declared that, these rabbits were forming in her fallopian tubes for some reason, and because, I don't know because what, but they were coming out disformed or malformed. Yeah. And this was like a medical sensation, like I say, for a long time. It got to the point though where lots of other doctors didn't believe it, so they put her in like some high security accommodation where she was just alone, and they wanted to see how these things developed. And then obviously for weeks and weeks there was no more rabbit parts being born from her, and it turns out that she was stuffing rabbit carcasses and rabbit bits up her, and she could kind of hold it and release it as she wanted. So she could fake contractions and all the usual things. Mate, her husband, I can't remember if it was her husband or brother or whatever, but she had assistants, and they were just giving it to her. And it was like, so I think.
Why was she doing this?
I think she already had a fascination with rabbits, and why are you laughing?
Because she just wanted to stuff it up her.
She had a fascination with rabbits, and she had that miscarriage. And I think, mate, I can't explain why she did this stuff.
That's sick.
That's sick, man. But yeah, do you know how they figured it out? Yeah, so one of the tests were that they put the lungs into some water to see if those lungs had breathed air before, then they would float. Yeah. And the lungs did float. So it's like, all right, this creature's breathed air before, so why it's not part of your stillborn mutant baby. And then another thing, I think they started to find some bits that had like straw and mud on them, and it didn't make sense. And then they found one that had like some shotgun buckshot in it. So my man had just been out hunting and then bringing her back the remains, and she said, I know what I'll do with this, I'm going to stuff it up my bag.
Do you think the man knew about it as well? The husband?
He was the one bringing her the rabbits, mate.
Yeah, but not to put up a...
Well, he would have noticed that the dinner plate wasn't as full as he expected it to be.
No, it could have been like, where's, I ate it.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, he must have been in on it, and it's one of those things of...
Why would you do that?
She's gone into
There's no gain on that. Oh, what?
She's gone into some this is what I reckon. She's gone into some psychosis over the miscarriage, and just kind of landed on this path of public attention, and she can't really get off of it. She's loving it. She's been getting away with it, so she just keeps on going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she would stuff them up her insides and just hold them there until she wanted to quote unquote give birth. So she must have had some really strong pelvic floor muscles, mate.
Yeah.
Was
it last
Mary
week?
of Sussex.
Was it last week when we were talking about people
being addicted to lying?
Yeah. So
you did say that last episode.
It would have been that, yeah.
Exactly.
Just getting away
I don't know
with
if
it.
I can remember any other explanation of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Gracie.
good old Thomas Onslow. He's the one who uncovered that hoax. But yeah, it gripped
because of the mud and the bullet in the head.
All right. I think it was as well that her husband came up to London where she was, and he was seen buying rabbits. So obviously he didn't shoot them in Sussex and bring them with him. He just came to London and bought some local rabbits. and all those things kind of led to it.
That's definitely the most disgusting one.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Gross.